Microsoft just announced that they're making GitHub Copilot, their AI coding assistant, available for free with VS Code. Now, it's not exactly true because it's only free for the first 50 chat requests per month, but that's still fairly generous. So I thought I'd check it out and see if it was actually any good. So I got VS Code downloaded here, and now out of the box, they have the AI feature available right here. And you can start a chat, and it's going to behave similarly to Cursor or Windsurf. I'm going to be building a simple app from scratch, and then I'll open a bigger code base and try to make some modifications there. So we'll see how well Copilot performs in a variety of settings, and what is the overall user experience, how accurate is it, and all of these sort of things. So let me describe the project for Copilot and we'll get started. I want to create a beat making tool using React that allows me to play different sounds, for example, kick, snare, hi-hat, and so on, at different time intervals and keep a loop going. I should be able to adjust the BPM and select on what beat the various instruments make a sound. Please create the basic project for me to get started. I want to use Tailwind, ShadCN, and Veet. The ultimate goal of this is to create something where I can export a MIDI clip and then I can actually tell AI to modify it in some way so I can have like a really dynamic drum loop that I can use in some of my music. All right, so it looks like it is creating a workspace for me here, and it has a bunch of different files outlined. Let's go ahead and create that. So this is actually pretty cool. It's creating all of these different files separately. That's a lot of files that I just created in parallel. Okay, so right away we have some issues. I think we need to install our dependencies. Okay, looks like it's referencing a folder that doesn't exist. And well, let's start off by installing some dependencies. npm install. All right, so it looks like we still have these errors. Let's see if we can fix this using Copilot. Looks like it's doing it in line here. Okay, sure. That was pretty smooth, being able to click on that and it'll run it here. Okay, that seemed to fix some things. Let's keep going down this path. By the way, it is using Claude Sonnet 3.5, which is definitely the best coding model out there right now. So it should have generally similar code quality to what you will see with Cursor and Windsurf. Okay, so it wants me to create a directory, and then I'm assuming it wants me to put this code in there? Where is that supposed to go? This window within a window is a little confusing. Okay, let's see, we can actually do this thing. Here, let me make that folder. And now if I insert into new file, oh, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to insert this into a new file. Oh, okay, it's an untitled file. I'm not sure what's going on there. All right, I'll just manually create the file. Let's continue the conversation in the side panel and see if we can resolve this, if it can generate the code for us. Now, if you want to tag additional context in GitHub Copilot, it's going to be a hashtag instead of the @ sign, which is what you would use in Cursor. So I'm going to say hashtag sounds. Okay, I'm trying to tag a folder, but it doesn't look like I can do that. So I'll just say in the public sounds folder. Okay, looks like it's automatically selecting some of the context, but not all of it. That's kind of interesting. Okay, I guess it thinks I still don't have the project set up. Let's just, yeah, I already have this project set up. That is already looking good. Now, I wish I knew what file it wanted to create this in, because I'm not really sure where this is supposed to go. Maybe it's this one? I'll just apply it here. Okay, I guess it really wants it to be sounds.ts. Sure, accept changes. Where is this? This is in source lib sounds.ts. Source lib. I don't see this file. Well, I'm going to delete that one. Seems like some kind of invisible file, so a little bit glitchy. Okay, I'm just going to rip that out. I'll create a new file. Okay, we also got some changes to app TSX. Let's try that. Okay, I clicked apply. Whoa, looks like it just deleted everything in my file? Or is it now just creating a new file? There seems to be some misalignment between the directory structure here that it is suggesting for me and my actual files, which is definitely a problem. I don't think this file even exists. Okay, this is kind of confusing. And let's delete that. All right, let's just copy this whole file. And is it copying? I can't tell if it copied it or not. All right, I suppose it did. Okay. Still doesn't seem to understand about sounds, even though it's right there. All right, let's take a step back. Let's try something else. I'm going to start a new chat, and we're going to tag the workspace, which is supposed to basically be the whole code base that I'm working in. And we'll just say there seem to be some issues importing various files like sounds inside of app.ts and other type issues. Can you please work through them and apply fixes? So it's looking, when I tag at workspace, it's able to look through these various files. So looks like it's modifying a few different files at the same time, which is pretty cool. All right, so if we go here, let's try this apply. It's applying the code. Cool, so it looks like it made some changes and we have this kind of UI to accept those. All right, so we'll accept in that case. Let's go to beat grid, apply. Okay, still looks like we're missing this import. There we go, that was a pretty quick fix. All right, similar here. I wonder if there's a quick way to accept these. I haven't found it yet. I'll just accept that. We got a similar issue here. All right, there we go. Okay, that fixed that. I kind of like the sound of this, implement missing function. Okay, now declared an interface inside of this const. Oh man, there just keeps being issues after issues. Actually, you know what? This transport props is already defined up here. So when it wrote this, it clearly wasn't even considering the whole file. Let's see if we can reconcile that maybe. We'll basically just ask it to clean that up. Looks like it kind of like rewrites the whole file from the top down. All right, well, okay, let's accept those changes. It's still yellow. I see, we have to accept or reject the other changes for the whole thing to be done. All right, sure, I guess we'll accept. Looks like we can also show changes, so we can see that. All right, we'll accept that. I'm just curious, if I undo, okay, if I undo, it removes all of those changes all at the same time. So it seems that there's no way to more granularly take a look and just apply some of those changes or not others. And then there's no way to see that diff, which is a feature that I really like inside of Cursor actually. The fact that when you undo and redo, you can see what code it changed so that you can see what it removed and how it implemented something new. But all right, so we got this file fixed up. Let's go back to the previous conversation. So funny enough, it made all of these changes and I tagged app TSX and it's still not fixed here. Like this is where I actually wanted the fix. All right, let's see if we can run this thing. All right, I cannot find module vite.js. Okay, I think I need to install it, but I have this vite config file defined. Oh, looks like, okay, I need to install that. Okay, there's some dependency issues. Okay, cool. Now that we updated the Vite version, we're able to install that plugin. Now let's see if we can npm run dev. Okay. Let's check it out. Yeah, check out our beat maker. What? Okay, we should modify a sound player. I can't go to this file directly, which is a little bit frustrating. So I have to like find this file. Not only did it not apply it, like I have to, and it's actually not even called sound player. I think it's, It's not in that sounds file I deleted. Okay, it's in here. Let's see if we can apply this. Okay, so it looks like it's kind of rewriting this file to some degree. All right, we'll accept the changes. Now there's an issue here. Okay, sounds are missing in the public directory. I mean, they're here. I don't know how it made up these sounds, so I might have to actually download some sounds, but we'll see. All right, when I flip back, we have something. It's not a lot. Let's see, how are we applying the Tailwind? I don't think I saw a file to do that. Yeah, I don't think we have a CSS file anywhere, so it's not importing Tailwind actually. Okay, it's determining my intent this whole time apparently. I thought I was kind of clear. Okay, I think it's totally stuck. I'm gonna cancel that. And I'm just gonna ask it in a new chat. Okay, it's opening a folder for me to create. I don't know where you want me to put it. All right, I really want to call it index.css though. So let's put it here. Okay. Did it update the HTML? Oh, well, I guess it already had globals, but oh, there was a CSS file. It was just hidden in this folder. I guess it didn't notice that to tell me, but all right, we'll just put it there. Okay, now we got styles fixed. Going back here. Wow, this doesn't look right. Let's see, I wonder if I can attach a screenshot. See if we can troubleshoot with that. Trying to paste, and it looks like I cannot. After doing a little bit of digging, I found that there is this vision for Copilot preview. I'm going to try this out. And this is an extension that I should be able to tag in the chat to be able to use it. Okay, now I was actually able to paste the image. We'll see if I can figure out where to fix that. Again, I wish I could just quickly navigate to this. This kind of change layout is a little difficult to read, so this is the full scope of the changes, and then the darker yellow is the specific changes that it's making. Okay, we'll accept that. Okay, it's looking a little better. I'm still not sure what's going on there though. I'll be honest, this is getting pretty frustrating. This is supposed to be a pretty simple app to create. Okay, I've spent like an hour on this already, and it does not seem like I'm making too much progress. It does seem like starting a brand new project using VS Code and Copilot is not the best way to start a new project. I'm going to switch gears to a more mature code base to see how well this performs there. I thought this might be a fun opportunity to go back to a huge app that I had built over the course of 2 years called Octanote, and I did this using VS Code before any of this AI coding was a thing. I just spent 2 years of my spare time building this thing just to figure out nobody actually cared or wanted to use it, but that's beside the point. Let's go ahead and see if we can revive this app and maybe add a few new AI-powered features to it. So when I first built this, I was using this kind of approach of including all of my styles in the file directly. Let's refactor this so that it uses Tailwind to style these components instead of these sort of inline styles. Okay, here's a proposed directory. Well, no, this isn't really what I was asking. We want to just create it right in the UI folder. All right, here's a little bit closer to what I was looking for. Okay, so it's telling me some commands to run. Let's see, insert into terminal, and then add this to your index.css. I wish I could just click on this so it would take me there, but I can just type index.css, and then we'll have it apply here. Okay, looks like it basically just overwrote my entire index.css. Keep in mind that while all of these tools are using the same AI models like Claude Sonnet 3.5, the act of taking the code that it generates and then applying it to your files is actually implemented by the code editor. So Cursor, Windsurf, VS Code, they all have software or even maybe AI models that take the AI code response, and then figure out how to properly incorporate it into your existing code. So in this case, yes, Sonnet just generated this HTML, but VS Code ideally would understand that this is just additional code and it's not intended to completely overwrite and replace my whole file. So it really didn't do a very good job in figuring out how to merge my existing code with these changes. Okay, moving back to the note footer. Let's see if we can update the styles on this note footer. Okay, it looks like it selected some arbitrary part of the code instead of all of it. And now it's just kind of telling me to do it. Hopefully my instruction to implement the full code will help. Okay, here we go. At least now it's writing out the whole component. Doesn't seem to be a really quick way to apply this. So I kind of have to scroll and find where's the top of this. Okay, here it is. Let's say apply to the current file. Now this is a file that has about 400 lines in it. Just looking at these changes, I'm not sure that this is going to do everything that I need. All right, it's thinking about it. Been probably about a minute at this point. So looking at the center here, it looks like it is actually using Tailwind, which is a great start. So let's accept those changes. Sure, we'll accept these other changes as well. Okay, so now going back, it looks like it removed a bunch of dependencies that we were using before. And if I undo, it just undid everything. So it removed both the correct changes to my actual render method as well as the changes up here, which is really unfortunate. So I guess I have to reapply it now. Okay, I'll scroll up and we'll try that again. This time I won't accept the changes up here. Okay, so it finished after a minute or two. Now let's go ahead and just accept those changes. And looks like, okay, we got some more changes. Oh, I see. It's still highlighting in yellow because we haven't decided what to do with these ones yet. So I'm not sure why I decided to remove my stop propagation in the close no edit tooltip, but I'm just going to reject these changes. Okay, and then going up here, it deleted a bunch of our dependencies. I'm going to discard those changes. Wait. What other changes do I have to review? Okay, here, accept those because obviously state needs to be there. Okay, now that we walked through all the changes, which is a little bit of a messy process, right? Because you have to like scout the file for the different changes. There's no clean way to do it. This is something I really like about Windsurf, for example. They have a little toolbar that you can walk through that has buttons that you can press that just navigates you through the AI changes so you can very clearly see them and then be able to accept or reject. All right, let's flip back here. We'll refresh. Looks like it somehow still deleted some of our imports, or it was probably adding some imports that I did not accept. Okay, not editable icon, share icon, more vert icon. Okay, looking deeper into it, it looks like I just had a bunch of commented out code dealing with this no edit icon, but it kind of just made up a component for it that didn't exist. So just for the sake of getting it to work, let's see if I import those, what will happen? Yeah, there's no edit off. This whole not editable thing shouldn't even be in here. Okay, I'm just going to remove that section. And my footer is completely destroyed. So now basically nothing works down here. Okay, let's revert that. All right, let's get a lot more tactical with it and handle these icons one at a time. We'll take this, modify using Copilot. Okay, I could do an inline thing. Let's see how this works. Looks like it's not using the same model out of the box, so I'll go ahead and switch it to Sonnet. Whoa. So it modified a bigger portion of the code than I intended, but also not enough of the code to remove these dependencies that are breaking it. Okay, and my footer is still totally nuked. I just ended up undoing all the changes in the note footer. Let's try to move on to a more simple task. Let's go to book tag and let's see if it can, this is a file that's only 100 lines. Let's see if we can turn this into a more of a hook style React component instead of this class-based thing. Again, it looks like it's picking up on specific lines, which is a bad idea because it also needs to reference all of these other pieces that are relevant to my request. Okay, so generally speaking, that looks okay. Let's go ahead and, oh, right, there's no control enter, so I have to go through. I'll accept each of these. All right. Let's see how that looks. Now the book tags are down here, so if I add favorites, okay, there it is. Let's see if it stays there. Yeah, that looks like it actually worked. All right, great. Let's see if we can simplify the state in the dispatch. Okay, these seem like pretty good changes. Accept. All right. Now, okay, so now it failed to compile because it can't find this exit Zen mode action. Let's see, what was it before? Exit Zen mode from Redux actions. And now it's trying to import it from Note actions. And I guess it just made that file up. Well, let's modify it manually. Okay, now it's importing from Redux actions. Okay, sweet. This actually worked. All right, so we were able to use hooks and really simplify the flow here. But clearly I really had to step down the scope of what I was trying to do like very, very tactical things. Okay, so finally at the end, we were able to refactor one little component and get it working. But wow, I mean, I just spent like multiple hours trying to get VS Code and Copilot to do something. And Copilot really didn't perform well in any of those cases. Now, I know they're using Sonnet 3.5, but I think it's the way that they're applying the code, the way that they're interpreting your commands, you know, the prompt engineering that goes in between your requests and going to the model. And that does a lot more than people tend to give it credit for. So I was just curious, and I threw the same prompt into Lovable, which I tried the other day, and I swear I'm not sponsored by them. I just think it's kind of funny how easily it was able to tackle the same project. I mean, literally one shot it in one prompt. This is what I was looking for, right? Here's my kick, here's my snare, hi-hats, I can play it. There it goes. I had one follow-up question to make it a little bit of a longer sequence, but this is literally exactly what I was asking for. So yeah, definitely check out Lovable if you're starting a new project. Again, not sponsored. I was just really impressed by the output that it generated. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.